right, let's leave that for a moment. Do you remember that guy, Gery Chambers? He
yes.
got into the city council, right? It was he made a big speech at the city council.
And
we played it a long time
He ran
ago.
for Congress and
then he
was
ran for Congress unsuccessfully.
Yeah.
Was it what's his face was appointed to the Biden administration?
The guy from Louisiana,
Cedric Richmond.
Cedric Richmond.
The oil and gas. Yeah.
And now Gery Chambers is running for the Senate. And it's going to be interesting to see what kind of numbers he does with this type of campaign. Here he is. It is it's a twofer. It's both a criminal justice reform campaign ad and one that says legalize it. But I think like what's impressive about this too is I think that's going to impress people is sort of people are attracted to boldness.
Right.
Check this out.
Every 37 seconds, someone is arrested for possession of marijuana. Since 2010, state and local police have arrested an estimated 7.3 million Americans for violating marijuana laws, over half of all drug arrests. Black people are 4 times more likely to be arrested for marijuana laws than white people. States waste $3.7 billion enforcing marijuana laws every year. Most of the people police are arresting aren't dealers, but rather people with small amounts of pot, just like me. I'm Gery Chambers, and I'm running for the U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. It's going to be interesting to see if that drives votes. I mean, you know, the interesting thing about this too, the value of a campaign like this, in addition to it would be great if he won, frankly, but is, you know, we're seeing this right now with the Biden administration where there's an attempt by a certain cohort of ghouls to complain that Biden has moved too far to the left. That's why he's having these problems. When in fact, I don't know if everybody remembers, but Biden was elected because he was the least left of everybody on that stage. Yeah. This is the way you create narratives and conventional wisdom. Someone like this does better than expected. If Gery Chambers does better than expected in these races, people are going to be looking for answers. Now, there's some people who are going to be looking for any answer other than this guy came out forcefully and talked about criminal justice reform and talked about legalizing marijuana. Other people will say, like, well, people really wanted somebody who's physically big. And that's what it's really got to be.
You can see the flip side. This could do something like what Stacey Abrams' gubernatorial run did for the state of Georgia, which is it sets up this infrastructure that then pays dividends in the future. Or you could pull a Chuck Schumer and say, I'm going to back Amy McGrath, this complete nothing candidate who has zero grassroots support, and ignore the Charles Booker campaign, which had a really late surge because of the pandemic, but he was activating a lot of people in Kentucky who weren't activated in politics before. And so he ran a bold campaign. If the Democratic Party infrastructure, the electoral infrastructure, had put money behind him, we could have seen, because of his boldness, something like what happened in Georgia start to happen in Kentucky. And then hopefully
that's the point.
Hopefully
you gotta
Gery
look at it.
Chambers can do that in Louisiana.
You got to look at it as a project.
Yeah.
That is not just about this election, but it's about the election that is in 8 years or in 10 years or in 12 years, because that's where we're at there. You need to build an infrastructure. So if you're going to lose with a candidate who will create something that will exist past their candidacy.
And you may not lose, and that also makes it less likely for you to lose. It's a twofer, but the Democratic Party's like, okay, I'll figure it out.